Hey guys, welcome to Piping Engineers. In today's video, we will learn about piping codes and standards. We will see what is the difference between piping codes and standards, what are the different piping codes and standards followed worldwide for the piping industry. So guys, in this video, basically we have made a list in which all the piping codes and standards that are applicable in piping industries have been worked out. So guys, for more videos and updates, please like, follow and subscribe to our channel. So let's begin our today's video and learn about piping codes and standards. So guys, what is a piping code? Generally, we all have a confusion between piping codes and piping standards. So what happens is, basically what is a piping code? So piping code, they are generally set of rules that are or systematic procedures for design, fabrication, installation and inspection that are adopted by legal jurisdiction and made into law. So basically these are set of rules that have been adopted by legal jurisdiction and enforced into laws. So basically while designing a system we have to follow these piping codes, and a piping code has a limited jurisdiction defined by a code. A code is not a law but can be adopted into the law. So basically what happens is there is nowhere mentioned that a piping code is a law, but it can be adopted into a law if some mishappening takes place or it is not followed in the proper way. It is how it is mentioned. So if for example a code has a force of law, unlike standards which are voluntarily accepted guidelines which become mandatory only when incorporated into business contract. So this is the difference between your codes and standards. So if standard becomes a law or become mandatory only when it is mentioned in a business contract, while a code you have to follow because it has been adopted by legal jurisdiction or it has been adopted by the government. So this is how a piping code is used in industry, and it is important thing while designing, while fabricating the things, or while installing any piping related equipment in a plant or any other mechanical equipment or any other equipment in a plant, power plant, your steel plant, anywhere in any process industry. So what are piping standards? So guys, standards are the documents that have been prepared by some professional societies or committee which are believed to be efficient engineering practices and which contain mandatory requirements. So these users are responsible for correct application of the same. Compliance with standard does not itself confer immunity from legal obligations. So guys, piping standards are those documents which tell us about the best engineering practices which have been mentioned in these documents. So these best engineering practices help us fabricating the things, designing the things in a better way, and these documents have been prepared by some industrial professionals which are efficient in their work, and they have a huge industrial experience. So a standard has a limited scope defined by the standard. So this is the difference between piping codes and standards, and both of them are sometimes misconfused by people and are used interchangeably. So let's see in today's video the what are the different societies, what are the different organizations which are followed all over the world, to which defines these piping codes and standards. So every country generally has its own organizations, own societies, which implies these piping codes and standards, which defines these piping codes and standards. So for America, the you would knowing the most of the piping codes and standards and most of the design bases that are followed worldwide, they are of America. So ANSI is a society, that is American National Standard Institute, that defines all these codes. SCC is Standard Council of Canada, that is a Canadian code. France, it has FNOR, that is Association Française. United Kingdom has its own British Standard Institute. Europe has Committee of European Normalization. Germany has Deutsches Institute of for Normung. Japan has Japanese Industrial Standard Committee, that is primarily known as JISC. German standard, you would have heard about your DIN standard, and for British you would have heard about BSI standard. Uh, our Indian standard, that is BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, and the worldwide that is standard that are followed are of International Standard Organization, that is ISO standards. So all these organizations primarily work and defines all those standards, and they are more or less equivalent to each other, but country to country they may vary. So all these organizations generally looks up after these codes and standards which are made and enforced, in a proper way throughout the organization, throughout the country, so that the uniformity and uniformity is followed all across the country, all across the piping or process plants. So let's see what are the different codes that are followed in the industry. So below mentioned is a list of the codes that are generally used while we talk about this our process industry. So the most important and basic codes which you would have heard is your SMEB 31.1. So SMEB 31.1 is your power piping code. All the power piping related definitions, all the power piping related design criteria are mentioned in this power piping code, that is SMEB 31.1. So when we talk about process piping code, yet another important piping code is ASME 31.3. So all the important criteria, design criteria and fabrication related criteria are that will be inferred by the law. They are mentioned in this your ASME 31.3. Next is ASME 31.4. This is your pipeline transportation system for liquids and slurries. So basically when we design a slurry line and a liquid lines, so we have to follow the guidelines that are given mentioned in this ASME 31.4. ASME 31.8 provides us the information on gas transmission and distribution piping systems. Similarly, SMEB 31.9 gives information on building services piping. SMEB 31.11 slurry transportation piping system. So this is also one of the important piping code that is followed while designing any slurry transportation. AWWA, that is American Water Works Association M45, is for fiberglass pipe design. AWWA M55 is PE design and installation. So guys, we have few other piping codes, but I have just taken a glimpse of the important piping codes that are used in day out in our piping industry or in our process industry. So let's see about the piping standards that are used. So piping standards, I have just because this is an Indian video, so I have mentioned few of the Indian standards here. So IS 1239 part 1, one of the important piping code that is used in your process industry. This IS 1239 part 1 covers steel tubes, tubulars and other rod steel fittings. So basically this is a pipe fitting code. IS 1239 part 2 is also a pipe fitting code, but the difference comes here is uh, diameter. IS 3589, it is also a piping code, but a diameter greater than 150 up to 2540 are covered under this standard. Next is ASTME 105, that is standard specification for carbon steel forgings for piping application. So carbon steel forgings are taken from this code. ASTME 106, that is standard specification for seamless carbon steel pipe. So when we talk about seamless carbon steel pipe, so what will be the design criteria and how they have to be taken care, so it has been mentioned in this STME 106 standard. STME 135, that is standard specification for ERW pipes or electric resistance welded steel pipes. So all the things related with electric resistance welded pipe are mentioned in this standard STME 135. Moving on to next. So when we talk about our schedule numbers, we all are aware of the schedule numbers. So when we take about the schedule numbers, the schedule number is actually part of this standard, that is SME B 36.10. That is the standard for welded and seamless rod steel pipe. So your schedule numbers are basically incurred from this standard, and it has that schedule number chart. Next is ASME 36.19. So 36.19 is your for stainless steel pipe, and schedule number for stainless steel pipes are taken from this standard. Next is ASME 16.1, that is your gray iron pipe flanges and flange fittings. So the dimensions of are gray iron flanges, their thickness, their web thickness, number of holes, bolt size, all of them for gray iron flanges, that is up to DN 125. They have been mentioned in this standard, that is ASME 16.1. 16.5 is again a flange standard, but it is for steel pipe flanges. So steel pipe flanges, I want to tell you about the diameters of the flanges, what will be the thickness of the flange, how many holes are there, what will be the size of the bolt that will be used in the flange. For steel pipe flanges, they will be provided in your SMEB 16.5. Next is SMEB 16.9. Again, SMEB 16.9 is factory made wrought but welded fittings. So basically large dia fittings that will be made in the factory, the dimensional standard, the design standard can be incurred from this standard, that is SMEB 16.9. 16.11 is your forced fittings, socket welded and threaded fittings. So for socket welded and threaded fittings, for dimensions, for each and every criteria, design criteria, we can incur to this standard, that is ASME B 16.11. Next is ASME B 16.25 is butt welding ends. So butt welded end fittings, what will be their length, what will be the height, and what will be the thickness, and other dimensional criteria can be incurred from this 16.25. 16.47 is your large diameter steel flanges. So flanges greater than DN 600. If you want to know what will be the diameter of the flanges, what will be the thickness of the plate that will be used, how many bolts will be used, and what will be the size of the or PCD of the bolts. So that can be incurred for large dia flanges from this ASME B 16.47. So if we talk about some walls, API 594 is for check walls, that is flanged, lug, wafer, and butt welding flange. All these are types of walls. So for check walls, we have to refer API 594. API here refers to American Petroleum Institute. API 598 is used for valve inspection and testing. So generally when we buy a valve, we ask the vendor or we ask the valve manufacturer, what is your design, what is your inspection or testing standard. So all the testings, they have been mentioned in API 598. So all the valves that will be bought from outside will be tested as per API 598 criteria or the guidelines given in API 598. Next is your API 599, that is for metal plug walls, flanged, threaded, and welding ends. So basically, flange to flange thickness, what will be the height of the wall. So all of these things are mentioned in this API 599 for metal plug walls. Next is your API 600, so for steel gate walls, again for flanged and butt welded, all the dimensional standards, what will be the end to end difference, what will be the height of the bonnet, what will be the size of the flanges, all the things related with gate walls have been mentioned in this your API 600 standard. So guys, these were few of the, I would say, few of knowledge of few of the standards and codes that I have incurred and made into a list. So I hope you would be able to see what are the codes and standards that we follow generally while designing for a process industry. So I hope you would be able to get something new from today's video. So guys, for more videos and updates, please like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. So thank you for watching the video. Thanks a lot.